Now this is interesting. Someone actually sent me this. Shanghai shock, April 2016. Right, we're in February, March, April. Yuan-based, which is the currency of China, yuan-based gold standard. The great tectonic shift of physical gold from west to east, which we've already been witnessing that. Switzerland plays a key role in the gold market because it is home to many big gold refiners. So its report confirms what we've been saying about gold's move out of the west to the strong hands of the east. Swiss report showed an incredible 80% of gold shipments went to Asia. That's pretty massive. Number one, Bloomberg states that there's no evidence that China seeks to adopt a traditional gold standard. As of June 2015, they said that. Number two, China is warning foreign banks that they must participate in yuan-based gold price fixing. The first ever Chinese benchmark is set to launch in April of this year. And this particular thing was posted January 5th, 2016. If China were to partially back its yuan with gold, it would require a gold price of about $64,000 per ounce. And that would be 50 times gold bullion's price today, according to a recent article from Respected. Bloomberg Intelligence. Respected? I don't know if I'd go that far. China has been quietly accumulating a significant amount of gold bullion in recent years. They are now the top producer and top consumer of gold in the world. They are believed to keep all of their domestic production plus import significant amounts from other nations. In addition, they have been buying up gold mines around the globe at steep discounts and bringing home gold they had stored in London previously, in New York, and Switzerland. After accumulating all this gold, along with their close ally Russia, many believe they will eventually break the metal free from the price manipulation undertaken by the banks/government in the U.S. and United Kingdom. Once price discovery moves from west to east, they will allow the price to float to free market levels, and the value of all gold they have been accumulating will skyrocket. And I know I told you I was buying some more silver the other day. I said I'm going to have to. I did. On Friday, I bought more. I'm not just saying these things. I am all in on silver. Removing the gold price suppression will be accompanied by wholesale dumping of U.S. Treasury bonds and test the world's faith in the U.S. dollar debt-based fiat currency system. This will give China, Russia, and others a great influence in world financial markets. I heard the sound of cats destroying something. I had to look. Oh, hey, using the scratch pad. Raven. Good job, kitty. So this will give China, Russia, and others a greater influence in world financial markets and better stability in their currencies. It may give them a considerable strategic advantage over the U.S., a nation that many believe no longer has the gold they claim. Indeed, with a lack of comprehensive audit and unwillingness of officials to allow one at all, many believe the gold is no longer in Fort Knox. Now we move to the really interesting part of the story. Not only has China been accumulating huge amounts of gold on and off record, but they also launched their own international gold trading platform, the SGE. It has become the largest physical gold exchange in the world, with an estimated 52 times more physical gold withdrawals versus the predominantly paper exchange of the COMEX in the U.S. Quick look surprised. Fast forward to the first... hang on. Just reading something. Fast forward to the first week of 2016, and China is warning foreign banks that they must participate in yuan-based gold price fixing or lose their Chinese gold import rights. This first ever Chinese benchmark is set to launch in April of this year, 2016. and could be a game changer for gold prices moving forward. And yes, of course, silver with it. China has warned foreign banks it could curb their operations in the world's biggest bullion market if they refuse to participate in the planned launch of a yuan-denominated benchmark price for the metal, sources said. The world's top producer and consumer of gold has been pushing to be a price setter for bullion as part of a broader drive to boost its influence on global markets. Derived from a contract to be traded on the state-run Shanghai Gold Exchange, or the SGE, the Chinese benchmark is set to launch in April, potentially denting the relevance of the current global standard, the US dollar-denominated London price. And keeping in mind the London price fix is the one that they rigged the other day with silver, blatantly and sickly, like 84 cents. You know that's because they had some derivatives to deal with. In a trial run for the fix in April of 2015, some foreign banks participated along with many major Chinese banks. Traders at those banks said earlier that while they were interested in the benchmarking process, their legal and compliance teams may be reluctant. Perhaps a little sensationalized, but Jim Willey recently commented, and he said, the gold market cannot be fixed by paper gold on a repeated basis, surely not in perpetuity. When the Shanghai shock comes, all the paper gold structures will fall, all the Forex derivatives will collapse, all the control rooms will go into panic mode. The Shanghai shock is not likely to materialize all at once and cause an immediate collapse of the dollar, the COMEX, or our fiat monetary system. However, it is another nail in the proverbial coffin and significantly increases the odds of more honest price discovery in precious metals as it moves from west to east. The red line in the chart below shows Asian gold reserves as a percentage of total gold reserves. The percentage has been rising steadily for decades, but the pace of the increase has picked up significantly ever since 2008-2009 financial crisis. So let me just give you a quick, let me get rid of this scene. This is from my previous video. And add this one, just so you can kind of take a peek at that. This red line here is what we're talking about. So it says the red line in the chart below shows Asian gold reserves as a percentage of total gold reserves. The percentage has been rising steadily for decades, but the pace of the increase has picked up significantly since the 2008-9 financial crisis. That's a pretty big, jump up, if I don't mind saying so myself. If you believe that the gold price has been suppressed in order to maintain faith in fiat money and allow governments to continue deficit spending to secure their power, it is logical to conclude that gold prices may rise sharply as the disconnect between paper and physical pricing intensifies. And it would make sense for China, Russia, and other BRICS nations to push for such a transition, as it would diminish the dominance of the U.S. in global trade and finance, leveling the playing field. In any event, it will be an interesting development to watch during 2016. I believe it could be another catalyst in a long list that could cause a spike in gold and silver prices. So, I'm going to have to obviously agree. First of all, I wouldn't even be reading this for the most part if I didn't agree with it. Unless I just thought it was something, even though I didn't agree with it, you just needed to know about for whatever reason. But we've been watching Chinese gold and silver demand go crazy over the last several years. India, you can include them. Russia, you can include them. When all these nations were getting together over the last, I haven't heard anything definitely not this year, and maybe not even last year for the most part, maybe a little bit, but 2013, 2014, maybe a little bit 2015, they're having these meetings with BRIC nations, right? BRICS, like Brazil, Russia, India, China, etc. And I made comments on these. I did videos. And I said, look, are you noticing they're all happy, shaking hands, they're making some kind of agreements and trade agreements and all these things. And I'm like, where's the U.S. representative? By the way, Sound of cat scratching? The other cat. Surrey. Surrey. Good job. So, why isn't the U.S. there? If they're all buddy-buddy with the New World Order and they're going to do it with... Why wouldn't they be inviting the U.S. over? That's because they're not part of the New World Order system. They don't want part of it. Because think about it. If you join the New World Order system, any government out there is going to say, well, we're essentially going to have to give up our sovereignty. And ultimately, this will lead to us not having any power and handing over the power to this world system, government. And like any rotten human being that wants power more than the rest of us, which are, for some reason, these damn political types, they're not just going to want to say, you know what, I don't mind giving that up. You think the president of China wants to just join the New World Order and be, he's cool with it? Russia, Vladimir Putin, please. That guy is handing us our ass over in the Middle East with the whole ISIS garbage. So they're not making big news about it. They're not making these big announcements. But as I said a million times, we're flies on the wall and we can see and hear what's going on. And we can just sit back and do nothing. Or we can say, you know what, I'm going to do what China's doing. I'm going to do what India's doing. I'm going to do what Russia's doing. They're buying precious metals out the yin-yang. I wonder if I should. Well, wait a minute. I've got, just like my last video, Venezuela. Collapsing. Absolutely collapsing. What is the price of an ounce of gold or silver in Venezuelan dollars? Let's take a look. USD to Venezuelan Bolivar. 6.35 currently. So it takes $6.35 of Venezuelan dollars to purchase or exchange for $1 US. And since gold, right, we were talking about gold, weren't we? And I'll do this, right, we're going to do it live, like Bill O'Reilly. I'll do it live. Current price of gold at this moment, $12.25. Calculator is my friend. $12.25 times 6.35. 1 ounce of gold. $7,778 in Venezuela. Let's do the same thing for silver, shall we? Exact price at this moment, $15.38. 15.38 times 6.37. $97.90. Let's take a look. See if we can historical chart. I want to go back a number of years. Excuse me. I want to go back a number of years. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pause this video so you don't have to wait. And here we have it. 1990, it was practically 1-to-1 with our dollar. And even before that. Then 1995, 6, 7-ish. Which, I mean, it's showing 0 and then 1. So I don't know how it would be 0. And is this... Yeah, it's Venezuelan Bolivar. So, at any rate, I know what it is right now. It's 6. And then recently they were talking about it was even 10-to-1 at one point. But it says right here on the same site, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has devalued the strongest exchange rate by 37% to 10 bolivars for each US dollar from 6.3. So the price I just gave you was 6.37, okay? So now that we know that, and again, he's trying to go for 10-to-1. That's easy math, right? $1,225, $12,250 for 1 ounce of gold in Venezuela. Silver, again, was it 12? Get that exact number. I want to be accurate. 1537 times 10. Exactly. $153.70. How many people laughed and still laugh at me and write stupid comments in my comment section on YouTube? $100 gold, silver. You're out of your mind. $20. Hold on. Maybe you didn't see this chart. Maybe this doesn't count. This is like do-over. Do-over, Jason. It doesn't count. Hold on. 1990. All the way up until, what is that? 2000. Let me move this out of the way. 2005. 2005, it was 2-1. All the way until 2010. Then it jumped to 4-1 overnight, practically. Just slightly over 4-1. So then we have around 2013, it jumps again, 6-1, over 6-1, just slightly. And as you can see from this final piece, 2016 shoots straight up, the largest jump ever, to 10-1. That dollar in Venezuela was the same value as our dollar for a long time. And now it's not. And people think that I'm crazy. Even though I've explained why I said you're going to see hundreds of dollars per ounce for silver and many thousands for gold per ounce. It's not just because of this panic to own precious metals when it comes. It won't just be because there's a revaluation in the precious metals market occurring because there's so much interest in there all of a sudden. It's going to be because the devaluation of the U.S. dollar when it's time for that puppy, just like the rest of the world is experiencing right now. Ask the Canadian. Someone just messaged me. Let me see if I still have their email. Hold on. They just bought 100 ounces of silver. Again, 100 ounces, $15 and some change. You should be able to get that for, I know there's a little bit over spot price, but just for some regular old 1 ounce coins, not the Eagles, 1,600 and something, 100 ounces, okay? They just paid $2,415, $2,415 to buy 100 ounces. Hey Joe, great videos of late. Thanks to you, I bought some silver today. Also, there's 4.5 liters to the Imperial gallon, 3.8 American. Thank you for that, Kim. I was talking about the conversion of liters to gallons the other day. I thought it was 4-1, approximately. I guess I was close, but imagine that. Not that long ago, Kim could have purchased 100 ounces for $1,600 roughly. Today, sorry about that, $2,415. And that's Canada. That's a stone throw, right, from the U.S. Who would have ever thought that we'd see those, Canadian dollar going down like that again? It's been relatively stable against the U.S. dollar. What the hell's happening all of a sudden? So then you take this into conjunction and say, well, then the Chinese are going to set the market, right? The Chinese are now going to take over the market when they're ready. And when they're ready, that's when they're going to say, hey, thanks, U.S., for keeping the prices low all these years with your rigging on the COMEX. But now that we got it, we feel that it's worth a lot more than your piece of garbage paper says. And all you producers, miners out there, do you want to use the U.S. broken, rigged, fake paper market rigging system to set your price? By the way, you saw what they did in London with the silver fix. They rigged it lower. How many millions of dollars were lost that day per company? If you use our exchange, we promise we don't do those things. It's a true market, open, free market. Who in their right mind would say, no, I'm going to stay with the lower I'm going to sell my product for the lowest price because I'm a big old USA guy. USA, USA. Hold on, how much are y'all asking for that silver? How much are y'all getting for silver over there in the East? Let me rewind that USA and throw that down the damn toilet. Used to be USA, USA. I'm going to deal with the Chinese markets. They seem a tiny bit more fair. Matter of fact, is this even fair? Because this is like highway robbery. How much is silver selling for? Holy crap. Boss, change the accounts. Change everything. We're going to start using the Chinese fix. And that's going to be one of those times when you're going to wish you had some precious metals if you already didn't. And I will tell you this. I will end the video with this. The club raised the margin fee and the maintenance fee, I think, a little bit on gold the other day. Got to keep it stable, and we want to make sure that people have enough money in their account. So you're raising margins for it to go up a tiny bit, a few $100s, when they're leveraged like 10 to 1, doesn't even make sense. It's nonsense. But it always scares all of the players who have open paper contracts in the market to go and sell off immediately because they know other people will. If they don't, they're going to lose their rear end. So Monday morning, boom. And sure enough, that was this past week because it was on a Friday, I believe they made the announcement. Monday came, sure enough, we had to sell off on precious metals. Funny thing was, it rebounded very rapidly. So what do we see recently? The COT data from the COMEX. Oh, the commercials, which is the banks, have taken out quite sizable short positions, gold and silver. What do you suppose they're doing that for? The same reason they've done it in the past, so that they smash the prices back down. If they hold most of the paper, they can do a big sell order, and there won't be enough buyers at the time, and it will push the price down. So, having said that, now this is 8:52 p.m. my time, Eastern time, which does mean the overseas markets are open. Gold's down $3.30, silver's down 5 cents. So the true test will be what happens Monday morning when New York opens, 8 or 8:30, whatever the hell it is. Are we going to see a nice little waterfall drop off on gold and silver because the club floods a huge amount of silver contracts and gold contracts on the market? It's what they've been doing all these years. If they do it, don't let it bother you. It's nothing new. Their days are numbered. They're just going to do what they do until it doesn't work anymore. And that's when, China's taking over. And extra bonus for the end of this video, Andrew Maguire, I read the other day, they're finally getting ready to open the metals exchange that he talked about a few years ago. He was the whistleblower on JP Morgan rigging the silver market. And he's mentioned then, when this happens, when we unleash this market, we intend to suck. I don't know what term he used, if it was liquidity or the people who use the exchange, the COMEX, or whatever it was. But we intend to suck that right out of there and go right into ours. So they're going to have theirs, and China's going to have theirs. Why would they be doing this, especially China? If everything's just going to go the way it was, the club's just going to keep manipulating the markets, and everything's going to just keep going. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing can keep being used over and over and over again. Once something has been exposed, it's only a matter of time before it goes away. This rigging of markets has been exposed for quite a while, and with the London silver fix the other day, in your face, 84-cent drop, and then they settle the contracts, and then it jumps back up to what the COMEX and everywhere else said the price was proof positive. They're rigging the markets. And for whatever reason, they felt that they had to do it. It was probably a life or death situation. Derivatives were about to explode. If we don't get this freaking thing down, we're going to lose our rear end. So they did it. But they also showed their hand. That proved that what we've been saying all these years was right. They rig these markets. So now that it's known, we've already known this, but now that we really, really know this, based off their action there alone, it's only a matter of time. So just actually, instead of getting pissed off at them, thank them. You should really thank them for the cheap prices of precious metals that you're able to get right now. Because when they end, and you see the price again, $12,000 in Venezuela, do you think anybody in their right mind right now in Venezuela is thinking about buying a gold coin? How much is that there? Are you crazy? I need food. I need cat litter. I need garbage bags, diapers, man. Are you crazy? But then imagine you say, oh, senor, my buddy, hey, I've got one of those gold coins. I bought it years ago. I bought it several of them back when we were 1-to-1 with the US dollar. Yeah. And back then, gold was like 200, 250. Yeah. How much groceries do you think we could get with $12,000? And I got a few more of these coins. I bet we can even get in the store early. I'll make a deal with the manager. Right? You see how easy this would be? Does this sound like I'm making this? Is so absurd. This would never happen. This could easily happen. Matter of fact, hand someone a gold coin over there, and it just happened. Someone over there, you got $12,000 in your pocket, sir. Go eat your heart out, so to speak. Buy whatever the hell you want in the store. People will figure out when it's too late. It's just our very nature as human beings, most of us. We're not precautionary. We're reactionary. I'm not taking a precaution. I'll just deal with it when it happens. And some of my favorite ones, well, what do you want me to do about it? I can't do anything about it. Yeah, you can. And that's exactly why I got the hell off of Facebook. Started doing YouTube videos and saw a light flick on. Oh, people are interested. People want to wake up. Could have fooled me. Everybody on my Facebook channel is telling me to shut the hell up. And these are friends and family. Now I've got strangers on YouTube agreeing with me, wanting to know more. What the? I shut that Facebook off so fast, your head would spin. And I jumped on YouTube, and I have not been looking back. And I will tell you, it feels great knowing that I'm informing people on things they didn't know about. Some of you long-time people probably informing you on anything nowadays because you're probably at the same level I'm at. Like we're at the same level. But I'm really going to feel unbelievably good when the day comes when those metals go really, really high. And on the other side, I'm going to feel bad. How many poor saps out there? Got my new iPhone, man. Got my new iPhone, man. $800 iPhone, dude. Oh, well, I've got one too, and I've got a bunch of silver and some gold and whatever. Right? I'm just pretending to be one of you. I got my stuff first because I was taking precautions. It's precautionary. Saw that I had time. Doom hadn't come yet. Got my new iPhone too, dude. How about you? Oh, no, I just got the new iPhone. Can you imagine the pawn shops? I bet the pawn industry might be, I don't know. I was just going to say, I bet it might be a really good industry to get into when this all goes down because people will be selling everything. And they won't be giving them anything for it because, you're in here with an Xbox One? Yeah. I've got 13 on the shelf. I'm not even selling any. I'll give you $50 for it. What? 50 bucks? Take it or leave it. Well, I got to buy food. Okay, here. So that's the other side. Well, is the pawn shop going to stock up on a bunch of garbage as in entertainment devices that nobody wants because they're more concerned with food and diapers and other things? And is the pawn shop going to go out of business thinking, we got these things for fire sales, we're going to make a killing? Oh, except the only customers we're getting are people wanting to sell us stuff. No one's in here wanting to buy anything. The only thing people want to buy is like gardening equipment and stuff. We don't have that at a pawn shop. I don't have a tiller. No, I don't have a tiller at a pawn shop. What else do you want? TV? Old game system? Anything? Nah. Drum set? Nah. So I was just about to say, pawn might be a good, interesting thing to get into, but at the same time, maybe not. Got to have buyers and sellers, right? So, done talking. Take care.